Hello, everybody. Zongets134 here.
And as always, I am Average Joe Squad.
And welcome to another episode of Remember the Hyphen, the show where we are bound by glorious purpose. And so, another Disney Plus Marvel show is up. We at the time of recording, the second episode is airing tomorrow. But basically, him and I have watched the first episode of Loki, the current Disney Plus show. And as always, whenever these come out, we give our initial thoughts, and then we talk about it when the show is finished, which, man, this is coming in a really fucking packed couple months for you and me, given what we're planning for this month and next month. But, so, give just a kind of quick synopsis. Loki basically takes place after the events of Avengers Endgame, pretty much directly after. This is, of course, the Loki that escaped from his incarceration in the alternate timeline, where 2012, which from the original Avengers film, where Tony drops the Tesseract and Loki uses it to escape. He is captured by the TVA, the Time Variance Agency is what that's.
Yeah, Time Variance Agency.
Yeah, basically time cops that try to ensure that the timeline stays on the predetermined track that they have it on. And originally, this Loki was supposed to be erased because he technically is an abnormality in the timeline until an agent of the TVA, Mobius, played by Owen Wilson, hires him to help track down this rogue time variance that is killing all their men. Who, well, actually, I don't want to get into too much into the spoilers because you should watch the show.
Yeah, watch the show. We're just going to give you our first thoughts, initial ideas, and as always, we'll do our wrap up when the show's over.
I gotta be honest, I loved it. It was a really good first episode. I worry that this show is not going to be for a lot of the people that only watch the shows and movies and not read comics. Because I feel like this show is going to be really comic booky. So I have this worry it's not going to do as well. Just because
as it sits right now, it was the biggest premiere they've had.
It was. I just feel like as it goes on.
You think it's going to maybe fall off?
Yeah, just because I think since it's dealing with time travel, and comic books already have a dodgy dealing with time travel. Like, I love Endgame. Even I think the time travel logic in that is kind of bullshit.
So Back to the Future was a little bullshit.
It was. Like I said, I think a lot of the hardcore fans are going to like it. I feel like as it goes on, the casuals might decide this is a little too comic booky for them, but I could be wrong. I thought that about Guardians of the Galaxy, and it's like one of the most beloved fucking movies of the original MCU phases. Like, I didn't think anyone was going to watch a movie with a talking tree and raccoon in it. And apparently you all were ready for it, so maybe you guys are. But, like, given the fact that this is going to do a lot of time travel shenanigans, and the fact that it's talking about multiverse theory, I honestly worry about it a little bit. Otherwise, I was really impressed with it. I found it really fun. It's that kind of comic book goofy I like, where it knows it's a little silly, but it still is serious and has a really good story to it. Like, it embraces the oddity of it. Like Next Wave Agents of Hate, that's like one of my favorite books. Like, it's silly and fun, but like at the same time it knows it's silly and fun.
Yeah.
So like it works really well for it.
Personally, out of the 3 MCU shows we've gotten so far, I'm going to be honest, this was the one I liked the least, for the simple reason of it felt really, really recap-y, and I'm like, I don't like this. I already know what happened. I understand that, like, it's to obviously, set stuff up. And also, Loki's obviously got to get
back to the place he was at the end of Endgame.
When he's got to get figured out to where he knows everything that happened.
Yeah.
Because this is 2012 Loki.
Yeah, so he has to sit through Dark World, which already I was like, oh god, we gotta sit through Dark World again? Fuck! Because I hate Thor Dark World. It's like it's like honestly the worst one of the MCU for me. Even though I know people will defend it to me, and I'm like, you're wrong.
Yeah. But I still enjoyed it because it's Marvel. I really liked it because of that, if not for that alone. But
right.
And the acting in it was all really, really solid from everybody in it. And I think as the show goes on, as it goes on, it's gonna get better for me. But just at the beginning, I was just like, do I really have to sit through shit I already have seen?
Yeah.
Like, it's one of my things I'm not a big fan of. But like when in this, it was kind of necessary.
Yeah, like Because, like, we can't just jump into a story like this. You do need a little bit of context in order to make it work. But I do kind of agree. I think when she, like, that part is kind of, that and, like, I think people, okay, not like that. I also think that, like, I think the show is trying way too hard to make you think the TVA aren't villains, and I think it's pretty obvious the TVA are huge villains. Like, especially seeing as one of the three like timekeepers clearly is fucking Kang the Conqueror. I'm like, and I know Kang is supposed to show up in Ant-Man. I'm sorry, the one dude is Kang. Like, maybe he's not gonna be a part of the show, but clearly Kang is up to some fucking sketchy shit. And then the fact that, like, they're trying to keep the sacred timeline because they don't want a multiverse war, which, again, like, I love Kevin Feige's, like, there's not going to be anything, and, like, despite the fact that you clearly are hinting that there's going to be, like, a multiverse war. Like, you can't just bring up that there is a multiverse war and not have it occur again. Like, but, like, because, like, I'm not a big fan of the whole, like, everything is predetermined, and it's trying to say that our lives, like, because I hate that thought about, like, everything is predetermined by fate sort of thing. You know, like, especially because, like, if everything was predetermined, why would we, like, have these paths where, like, pain and stuff happens to us? If everything is supposed to be predetermined by, like, some great time taker, like,
you used me.
Yeah.
For character development.
That wasn't very nice. Granted, like, I feel like that the show is gonna probably decide, you know, talk about that, how, like, there's no such thing as fate. And then the fact that, like, the time.
That's not true. He's played by Pierce Brosnan.
Thank you.
Dr. Fate.
Oh yeah, that actually.
Give me some points. That was a good reference.
That was a good reference. I was like, no, not that fate. I'm talking about, like, the concept of fate. But, like, I don't know. I liked it and I didn't like it because, like, I like stuff about the TVA. Like, I like Mobius as a character, but, like, there's some stuff that I'm just, yeah. Would you agree that I think that they're setting the TVA up to be the bad guy, and I think it's a little. Will you stop looking at memes about me and just
I'm sorry.
listen? God,
I need to know.
Anyway, what were your thoughts on the TVA?
Definitely probably going to be a villain at some point, but
Yeah.
I wonder if it's going to be one of those cases where we have the good TVA cops and we have, like, the bad TVA cops. You know, like that typical trope we see in a lot of stuff like this.
That one lady time cop, I was like, damn, you don't need to be fucking rude about it. Especially because, like, then, like, when they're putting Loki on trial, I'm like, that was such a fucking kangaroo court thing. They were getting mad at him for, like, stealing the Tesseract. I'm like, well, he's Loki, though. Like, who, like, he's a bad guy. Who the fuck wouldn't have stolen that Tesseract when it was right by his fucking feet? And that, like, I get the Avengers were supposed to do that because they even bring up, like, why are the Avengers allowed to meddle with time, but he's not? Because that was supposed to happen. At the same time, I'm like, if that was supposed to happen, shouldn't Loki escaping also supposed to happen? Which I think they're hinting at that, like, because, like,
what I loved was when they were explaining multiverse theory. I'm just sitting there, I'm like, you know, I'm something of a scientist myself. I understand this.
Also, the cartoon. Did you know who was voicing the clock? That was Tara Strong. I was like, fucking Harley Quinn's trying to explain multiverse theory to me.
I was like, again, I'm something of a scientist myself.
I do love that they gave her that southern accent to make her sound like the DNA guy from Jurassic Park.
Yeah.
That's we took the DNA from mosquitoes hidden in the sap. Like, now I will admit, that was a really nicely animated cartoon. I love that just because it looked like a 50s, like, animated, like PSA. That was actually really, really fun.
It really reminded me, like, the intro videos for Fallout.
Yeah.
You know,
with Pit Boy.
With Vault Boy.
Yeah, Vault Boy. No, those are really, really good. I also really liked the way they explain how the timekeepers work, where they have these things called, like, resetters that they use to reset the timeline, by, like basically it rewinds it back to where it was supposed to start without the anomaly. I do think it's interesting that, like, the villain of the piece is stealing them for some reason. I'm kind of curious to see what they're going to be using those for.
Yeah.
Because, like, I don't really see what use they have for stealing them when all they're doing is to reset things.
What I love was we got that shot at the very end of the episode with, like, this cloaked figure.
Yeah.
And the internet instantly, oh my God, it's Mephisto! I'm
especially because like they're in the church and little girl like when they ask him
the
what
devil,
happened.
Mephisto.
Yeah, I'm like, oh my fucking god. Like, it's not Mephisto. Why the fuck would the TVA be after him? I did like that they also established that like the TVA have some way to nullify the Infinity Stones. Some of them keep them as paperweights. I'm like,
I was like, what the fuck?
Like, god damn.
Gamora, Natasha, Tony Stark. What am I, a fucking joke to you?
No, I do kind of think that's gonna bite them in the ass, and like the villain of this piece is gonna fucking steal every single one of those fucking Infinity Stones.
Super Gauntlet.
Yeah, like I'm like there's gonna be repercussions for keeping that many fucking Infinity Stones
in one spot.
Also, I should clarify. I get why that's supposed to work, because like they're technically in a different dimension or different reality, and for those of you who don't know, Infinity Stones actually, that's one of their big weaknesses, is that they cannot work in a different reality, because basically the laws of another reality somehow like nullify the stones in that reality if it comes from like, it's very weird and hard to explain unless you like read like Marvel versus DC, where I think Thanos actually tries to use the Infinity Stones in the DC universe and they don't fucking work. Although, which is weird, because I'm like, so does that mean the DC universe has Infinity Stones? I would assume it does. Actually, you think that would be like the Lantern Corps rings would be their
kinda?
I just see is how they're like they're kind of similar, only they're like on the about emotions.
Yeah,
that would actually be kind of cool if that's how they kind of explain how that works. I would certainly not be against it. Although, given the fact that I don't think we're ever gonna see another Marvel versus DC crossover, it's kind of sketchy if it is. At least we got Ninja Turtles with Batman. What'd you think of Mobius as Owen Wilson? His character?
He was okay. I think it's going to be another case of once I see more of the character, I'll probably like him better. For now, it was kind of like I just didn't get enough to go off of.
Yeah, I mean, I certainly like the fact that it seemed like he actually wanted to help Loki, even if I think he's doing it for his own purposes. But like, at least he didn't seem nearly as like douchey as the rest of the TVA. Like the one dude who's at the detector's like, "Are you in fact a robot?" No. Do people not know they're robots? Please step through the... If I were a robot, what would happen? Oh, I'd disintegrate you. Well, I'm obviously not a robot. I liked a lot of Loki's reactions to the TVA. That was really funny. Like, yeah. Like, at least Loki's reactions were pretty good. I love when he took the ticket, and then the one guy didn't have his ticket and kept screaming with the guy, and then the guy erased him, so Loki's like... like, that was really funny. He's like... Got my ticket right here. There's a lot of good jokes in that. I especially love when the judge kept talking down to him when he talked about how he's a fucking god. I'm like, you do realize this is just after you got your ass beat by the fucking Hulk, right?
Yeah.
Like, where he fucking
wrapped. Greatest hits. Quite literally.
Quite literally. Mm-hmm.
But
yeah.
Yeah, I kind of regret. I just don't have a lot of thoughts so far. But
no,
I need a little more to go off of. Plus, it probably didn't help when I did watch this.
Yeah.
I kept getting interrupted.
No, that's fair. It happened to me too.
Because I didn't bring my headphones. Like I was getting interrupted by everybody.
Yeah, there's a lot of really good cameos in this too. Because I know you talk about Peggy Carter's in the.
Yeah, it's in the background on one shot. At least that's what it looks like. They should have put Marty McFly in there. I want to fucking laugh
that would have been amazing. They found me, Marty. I don't know how they did, but they found me.
The TVA.
Who, Doc? The TVA. That would have made fucking Back to the Future a wild fucking movie. They're being chased by time cops.
That would have made it fucking crazy.
Also, I hope to God, I know they probably can't do it. They should get Jean-Claude Van Damme to be a time cop in this.
Oh my God.
I wouldn't be able to understand what the fuck he's saying, but man, I'd love for him to be a fucking TVA cop in this. Also, their like foot agents are called fucking Minutemen. Like, god damn, could you be any more on the fucking
General,
nose?
Another settlement needs your help. I've marked it on your bit, boy.
Yeah.
God damn it, it's more Fallout. God damn it. Get away from me.
I also really hope that they make that gum that the little girl had. I want that as an actual gum so I can try it. I want kablooey flavored bluey gum. I don't know what the fuck it would taste like, but I want some because that sounds delicious. But yeah, like I said, it was okay so far. But like you, a lot of it was set up, so like I don't really have much to talk about. I did like the reference to the fact that they tried to say that Loki was fucking DB Cooper. and that's how to explain like why they never found him after he disappeared. Like that was really funny. Otherwise, that's kind of it. Like I do kind of like I have some idea of where we're going, but I could be wrong. I had no idea where we were going for WandaVision. I had a pretty good idea where we were going for Falcon and Winter Soldier, but otherwise, like this is kind of like I'm not really sure where we're going with this, other than more setup for Doctor Strange and the Multiverse of Madness.
Yeah.
Which is now delayed for like what, another 2 years or something like that, like a year.
I'll say like a year.
Yeah,
2
year or two. I don't know.
You got no sense of time, my friend.
Well, excuse me. It's only like we've been like time has been standing fucking still since the pandemic.
No, I know, but yeah, like I said, I just don't have a lot of thoughts because
Yeah.
I need a little more to go on.
Yeah, and hopefully tomorrow's episode will give us a little more to kind of sink our teeth into.
Yeah.
But yeah, I think that's probably kind of going to be it for our initial thoughts. I'm sorry this is a little short. That's really all we got to say. And we're also kind of busy right now doing The Good, the Bad, and the Wolverine. Like, I kind of forgot this was going to be dropping in the middle of this, so that's why we're kind of doing it just as the second episode's coming out, because we've also been trying to find time to record this. So yeah,
I'm gonna put this up as a special too.
yeah, because like this isn't counted, like because we're getting real close to the big 100.
Which is fucking crazy to think
I know.
about.
Now, crazy to think we've been doing this for 100 fucking episodes, and then in August it'll be the 2-year anniversary of us doing this, which
It's gonna be wild.
it's gonna be wild. But yeah, guys,
Gotta have another fire this time.
we're gonna do it in the barn this time. We're gonna do it in the hayloft.
And that way, if I was to burn the hayloft down.
We'll use a fucking lantern, Jesus. But yeah, guys, that's probably gonna do it for this episode. Let us know in the comments what you're thinking of Loki so far. Maybe what your predictions are for where this is going. Otherwise,
Prediction.
yeah. Was it
Prediction.
pain? But yeah. Anyway, guys, I think it's gonna do it for this little special. That's been our thoughts on Loki. As always, I'm Zongets134.
And I'm Average Joe Squad.
You had to think about that, didn't you?
No, I was zoning out. I was like, fuck, disassociating. Damn it, I don't need to do this. Anyway, I'm Average Joe Squad. And as always,
We ask you,
remember the hyphen.
and take care.